welcome to TMZ Live. Donald Trump, I'm here to tell you, Donald Trump knew what was up with Jeffrey Epstein, at least in part. And I say this because I've known this guy for several decades, and Donald Trump was a gossip, is a gossip. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying he liked to gossip.
So and I've heard you tell me this over the years. Yeah, we've talked about things that you've talked about with him. The big question now is, and I agree with you, he knew something, but as you have said, what did he know and when did he know it?
Okay.
It seems the when, I think, has been made more clear by these emails that came out, right?
Yes, because in 2011, it was clear when Jeffrey Epstein was talking about Donald Trump being the dog that didn't bark and referencing the police, that there was something that was arguably even criminal.
So you can go back probably a couple years before that.
That's right.
At the very least. But the what he knew is really what I think lawmakers are hoping, and the public is hoping comes out when the files come out. Now, maybe it won't be in the files.
Well, Michael Wolff went on his podcast, and he's the guy that was talking to Epstein a lot over the years. I want to get into...
And he's the one who was in these emails that we discussed yesterday. If you hadn't heard this, the bunch of documents that were released included some emails between Michael Wolff and Jeffrey Epstein, as well as Ghislaine Maxwell.
So I want to talk about what I know about Donald Trump as a gossip, but here's what Michael Wolff had to say in terms of what Trump and Epstein were kind of obsessed with.
Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein had this deep relationship. They knew everything about each other, and then they fell out with enormous acrimony. But for more than a decade, that's what they were doing, and their obsession was women, girls, models, supermodels, runway models, fashion models, catalog models, girls who just wanted to be models. And Epstein, in one of these emails, confirms or says Trump knew about the girls, and he damn well did. I have seen the pictures of the girls, of again, a dozen snapshots, 3 of which I vividly remember, 2 with topless girls sitting on Donald Trump's lap.
Now, none of that is necessarily illegal, but they were close, according to Wolff. Now, I just want to tell you what I knew Donald Trump beginning in 2002 when I produced a show called Celebrity Justice, and all the way through the time that he became president. And we used to talk on the phone. Occasionally, I was at his office, and look, I will tell you, one-on-one, he is a really charming, funny, personable guy, and he just loved to talk, and he would gossip. Sometimes he would gossip with me, and I remember one incident.
None of the gossip with you was like Billy Bush-esque, right?
No, but
because that's when it was very clear at that moment that he's a gossip. You've known this, but I think that was the moment for the rest of the world where it
wasn't that, but I'll give you an example. There was one time I was in his office, and he points out the window. He says, I think it was one of his buildings, and he told me about a very famous person that he said used to bring women. The guy was married, but would bring women to one of the apartment buildings in the building. So he loved to gossip about. And by the way, I'm not going to say who it is because I have no idea whether it's true or not true. I'm not going to say.
But the point is that he was talking about what other people were doing and wanted to know what other people were doing.
Not the type of guy that would say to Jeffrey Epstein, don't want to hear it.
No.
Don't want to hear
it. We know who Donald Trump was, for better or worse, and he'd go on the Howard Stern show, was not afraid of body conversation at all. He had that statement with Jeffrey Epstein I think he wrote it down, right? He said he likes him young. He knew who Jeffrey Epstein was. Remember, by 2011, Jeffrey Epstein had already been prosecuted for sex crimes. Served time for sex crimes with younger women, with minors. And so Trump knew who he was. So the whole question comes back to, like you said, what he knew and when he knew it. And what was the relationship like? Did Trump walk away from him in 2008 when these charges surfaced? And I think what Epstein was trying to show in one of those emails where he's like, Trump never kicked me out of Mar-a-Lago, is that Trump finally started to distance himself from Epstein when he ran for president. Not before that. They were still buddies for a long time.
And now, look, Trump is running so scared, and it's so obvious. I mean, if you watched last night, if you watched him sign the bill opening the government, and he said, I guess you guys have a lot of questions, and then he booked it out of there without answering. He is so scared about this and has tried to use these diversionary tactics that even if the files come out, there's going to be a huge group of people in this country that are not going to believe it's the full story, that it's a full file. They're going to think that stuff was taken out, a la Watergate.
And they're going to be things that are certainly going to be redacted, and then everyone's going to...
What's that?
Right.
So I don't think he wins this, even if the files come out.
The only way he could have won it was to not fight the release.
Yes.
And by fighting the release tooth and nail up to now, threatening Republican...
It makes the documents seem more harmful than maybe they even are on their surface. He could have just said nothing to see here, but let them all out. Sure, I'm good with it.
But there's something he really is worried about with these documents. Something. Clearly.
Yeah.
Madison Lamb, California. I will have to say this topic is quite exhausted. I think we knew where this was all leading, and I just can't wait until we move on to bigger and better things.
Ain't gonna happen until files get released.
And by the way, as you said, when they do come out, there'll be some other reason why people want to.
Remember Rosemary Woods?
Rosemary, oh, yes.
18-minute gap in Watergate.
Right.
Google it.
Well, the cast of Wicked got a little bit of violence last night during one of their premieres. As we've seen, like, the second Wicked for Good, is about to come out, and they are doing premieres all around the world. Last night they were in Singapore, and as the cast was arriving, walking down the yellow brick carpet.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you get it? A fan jumped out at Ariana Grande, and security didn't even have a chance to protect her because
somebody else did.
Someone else rose to the occasion.
Look at the OG there.
Cynthia Erivo was not having it. Not having it. And security did eventually come over, but Cynthia was like on the spot, man.
I am so impressed.
It almost looks like she almost grabbed the guy by the throat.
It's amazing.
When I first saw
That's
this,
badass.
You have the entire cast there. They're all major stars. It's kind of crazy they don't have more security around them.
Especially
Given
with
how many
that
fans
crowd.
are there.
Exactly.
Yeah, the crowd was going nuts.
There's that one guard that comes running, from far away, but there's no one really like in their direct area.
I guess
that's
they know that
watching
Cynthia
over
was
them.
on the job. They're like, they're fine. Cynthia's got
So
it.
that is the question. That what are these guards thinking, and what does their boss say?
Right.
Excuse me, her co-star saved her, not you.
Where were you?
Yeah. But wow. I am a big Cynthia Erivo fan.
I know. She's like, I'll just handle this.
That was
so the
great.
guy who jumped out apparently is
A recidivist.
Yes.
Known for
famous
doing
troller.
this,
He
yeah.
does this all the time. I don't know what's going to happen to him, although the laws in Singapore are pretty strict. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to him, but he's not going to mess with another Cynthia Erivo movie.
Why don't they have like pictures of the known people? That
you would think, especially at an event this big,
That's right.
that guy would have been on their radar if he does.
Because there are like five guys that we know do this all around the world.
And we see them, yeah.
Remember the Will Smith guy?
Yeah. They would go and sweep the crowd before
and you look around.
have an idea.
Yeah.
I mean, look, who knows if I don't know that he actually meant to do her any harm, but the fact of the matter is Ariana Grande doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that.
Yeah. So
And by
for
the
her,
way,
it's
and no
terrifying.
offense to them, but the three women, they're all very petite. It's not like they're masculine in any way. They're all very petite.
Okay, I would stay in. I would. Don't expand on that.
Hi, I'm Laura calling from Houston. I am infuriated for Ariana. I can't imagine how scary that must have felt, especially given her history with the Manchester bombing. But I'm just so grateful that Cynthia stepped in and took care of it. But I just hope that that TikToker is ashamed of his actions. That was very disrespectful.
Well, the TikToker's got more to worry about than shame right now. The TikToker was arrested.
Exactly.
Coming up.
Sydney Sweeney is an ally to the LGBTQ community, and that statement comes from none other than Christy Martin, the woman she plays in the film Christy.
Despite what Ruby Rose is saying.
Right.
That's all that matters because the movie is about
Right.
Christy
It's about
Martin.
Christy.
Be right back.
Sydney Sweeney is an ally to the LGBTQ community, and that statement comes from none other than Christy Martin, the woman she plays in the film Christy. Now,
and despite what Ruby Rose is saying.
Right, because Sydney Sweeney was attacked yesterday by Ruby Rose, who basically laughed off Sydney's explanation. As everyone knows by this point, the movie did not open well. I think it made $1.3 million.
Well, what she's really criticizing is Sydney playing Christy Martin.
Well, Sydney, just to explain, because some context for what Ruby Rose said, when the film bombed, some people in Sydney's camp said, look, she did this movie for the people, not for, huge financial success. Well, Ruby Rose said, none of, quote, the people want to see someone who hates them parading around pretending to be us, which, to your point, is basically her saying, you hate, which is accusing her of homophobia, saying you hate people
But
who are lesbian.
I don't even think it's homophobia. Pretending to be us, that means a straight person. That just means a straight person. That doesn't mean a homophobic. It means a straight person.
Well, saying you're pretending
to be us. You're a straight woman pretending to be a lesbian.
Playing a gay woman.
And so what?
Right.
And so what?
You love this
part.
part.
The fact that she calls her a cretin.
And you ruined the film, period. Christy deserved better.
Give me a break.
What does Christy say about that? She says that Ruby is full of it, in short, but she said, I've always been a fighter. My life reflected that in every way, and now I fight for others. Past few days, I've seen some people attack my friend Sydney Sweeney. Sid not only worked her ass off for this film, she worked her ass off for me, for my story, for so many others suffering in silence. So I want to be clear about who Sid is. She is my friend and an ally. Checkmate,
Ruby Rose. Checkmate.
That's all that matters because the movie is about Christy
it's about
Martin.
Christy. It's about her.
We see her
Christy
out.
feels like
You
she's an
think
ally?
Christy had any say, obviously, in who was going to play her?
Of
For
course.
sure did. From the jump, I said the whole Ruby Rose thing, like, when's the last time we talked about Ruby Rose?
Right.
She was clout chasing.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Sydney Sweeney, so she trashed her because she knew it would make headlines.
But there is an element of this whole thing that we've seen over the years, which is should a straight person play a gay person?
Gay person can't play a straight person.
And that's ridiculous. God, I hope that's all dead, that whole concept.
Did Sean Penn get crap for playing Harvey Milk?
Did Eric McCormick get trashed for playing Will on Will and Grace? No, and it's ridiculous to say that. I mean, that's why they call them actors.
By the way,
they act.
It was a stupid miscalculation on Ruby Rose's part because it had been very clear that Christy and Sydney became very close during the making of this film. Did she not think that Christy was going to speak up and defend Sydney?
But don't get Ruby Rose started that Johnny Depp wasn't a pirate.
Hey guys, Juliana here from Boca. Well, I really think everybody's so jealous of Cindy. Every week, somebody comes out with a hateful comment, emoji, or whatever when she's just trying to do her job and living her life like everybody should be.
But I have beef with her and her boyfriend.
Yeah, because Sydney and Scooter Braun were out enjoying the California sun.
Santa Barbara.
On e-bikes.
Without helmets.
The part where they were not wearing helmets is the part that you take issue with.
I've been there. Actually, I had a helmet on when I had my accident.
Right.
And if I didn't, I'd be dead.
You were already almost dead.
And he'd be hosting the show. So think about where we'd be then.
Wear helmets. Please wear helmets.
Wow. That was an unnecessary shot. I was turned around. That was crazy.
Taylor Swift docuseries End of an Era.
It doesn't end.
It doesn't end. I know. That is a misnomer in the title because we continue to learn more and more about the Eras Tour. This is the Disney Plus series, and they released a new trailer.
6 parts.
6 parts? Yeah. Well, it was a very long tour, bro. I don't know what you want to just do it all in one. But we are learning not just about.
By the way, they call it the Eras Tour because it traverses more than one era. It's like decades. Mm-hmm. It's the Decades Tour.
Oh gosh. So what we are learning, aside from the tour and Taylor's, preparations for it, also learning more about Travis Kelce's relationship, because remember this was all going on during the tour, and he was along for some of it. And in particular, Taylor's mom had some strong feelings about him even back then.
I came up with the idea for the Eras Tour about 2 years before the tour started. I wanted to overserve the fans in terms of the amount of songs they were going to hear and how far I was going to push myself. All the dancers, the choreographers, the production designers, the crew, the entire band, every person is the best one in the entire industry. Travis Kelce, he brings a lot of happiness. We basically have the same job.
You got teammates, I got teammates.
You've got Coach Reed, I've got my mom. This is the biggest challenge any of us have ever done. Tonight, we complete that challenge.
Wow.
I gotta say, it's good marketing.
Oh, I can't wait for this, you guys. This is going to be bigger than any blockbuster movie coming out this year. I mean,
you know what? It really could be.
It really could be.
It might end up being, but if this is a great way for Disney to try and get back the people who
they lost with Jimmy Kimmel.
That they lost to Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, this
they're
is
all
definitely
signing
a
up
way
again, I'm sure.
to do it. And if anybody believed that Travis and Taylor's relationship wasn't real, I think when you watch this trailer.
Well, we know it now. I mean,
but when you watch this trailer, you get their relationship. You get how they vibe. The fact that they're like cracking jokes together about like, oh, I have teammates, you have teammates, and like really relating to each other, like one-on-one. You get it.
So
you get
her
the
mom
romance.
is with her most of the tour, right?
Yeah, her mom has always been by her side, which is why when he said, like, I have a coach, and then she's like, I have my mom, because her mom famously travels with her everywhere, is by her side through every career move she makes.
So 6 parts.
Dude, the tour lasted, what, 2 years?
Yeah, it was a long tour.
So this is what,
6
just
parts
behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes, look, we've all seen the tour. We all know, her show. But now this is like what was happening during the time of the making of the tour, which, by the way, remember, Life of a Showgirl, she was flying out to Sweden.
So you're probably going to see some of that also,
Max Martin, probably going to see like the making of that, which fans are really excited to see.
So what's next?
Marriage.
Beer cans. Well, no, and I'm just saying, she markets.
Beer cans.
She's unbelievable the way she markets. I mean, she can market anything. I mean, Taylor Swift can make. Forget the Kardashians; they're in the dust compared to her.
Well,
she can market anything she wants.
The next thing has to be something related to the album, right? Because this is, I think, the last we're going to see of the era. Like, this has got to be putting.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you what it is. It's in Nashville. They're going to do Taylor World, and it's going to be.
Ooh, I like
it's going to be like an amusement type thing.
Ooh, like a Dollywood.
Like a Dollywood, but bigger.
Ooh, I like that.
Hi, Gloria, New Jersey. Just simply put, this is TNT's world right now. They are the it couple. Anything that they're touching is turning to gold. And we might as well just sit back and just enjoy the ride.
That's the first I'd heard that.
I hadn't heard it either.
Are we calling them TNT?
By the way,
it's been a thing.
It's been a thing?
And by the way, when I was saying Taylor World, it should be Taylor Wood. Right?
I think Dolly would have a problem with that.
Oh, Dolly would support.
Coming up.
So we've heard a lot this week about presidential pardons. One of the people he pardoned you might not have heard about. His name is Michelino Sinceri. But what he did was set a record for a trail run up the Grand Teton Mountain in Wyoming. He went on land that was federally protected, and suddenly this became a federal case.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too.
Did you just say, look at the water? I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ.
So we've heard a lot this week about presidential pardons. You know, of course, President Trump pardoned Rudy Giuliani.
Among like 70 plus other people.
One of the people he pardoned you might not have heard about because, to be honest, the crime is so absurd that it even ended up on the president's desk, which is probably why he was pardoned. His name is Michelino Sinceri, and what he did was absolutely amazing. We're going to show you a little bit of it. What he did was set a record for a trail run up the Grand Teton Mountain in Wyoming, 13,775 feet in 2 hours and 50 minutes. Here's a little bit of what he did, and then we're going to explain why he was prosecuted and why the president stepped in.
Keep it going. Nice, Mike. You got it. 152, baby. You got it. You got this.
That is
awesome.
Insane,
That's
right?
great. Oh my God, that's amazing.
What an incredible accomplishment. But while he was running up there, setting that record, they said that he took a slight detour that meant that he went on land that was federally protected, and suddenly this became a federal case.
Literally a federal case.
Literally a federal case, and now it has disappeared because the president pardoned him.
So he was.
But he didn't ask for this pardon, by the way. So without further ado, let's bring in, because what we just saw was
amazing,
crazy, and we got to talk to him about that too. Michelino, welcome to TMZ Live.
Yeah, stoked to be here. Thanks for having me on, guys.
First of all, congratulations.
And congratulations.
On the pardon, and congratulations on the feat, because it's amazing.
Yeah, all 13,000 of those feet.
So kind of walk everybody through. So you finish it. And talk about when the feds knock at your door and what happened.
This was in September of 2024 when he did this, and then you end up.
Explain what happened. So you finish it, everybody's excited, and then.
Yeah. So a little short part of it. I never actually stepped off trail. It was on a trail the entire time. The trail's been there since the 1930s. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why, Trump pardoned me, because it's a very historical trail. And, he loves history. So yeah, long story short, I did this run. A few people that did not approve of me using this old trail, contacted the record keepers. The record keepers contacted the park. The park reached out and said that they're going to press criminal charges against me. I reached out to the park and asked if I could find a way to do some community service, like avoid going to the courtroom and not, bog down the system with running on a trail. But they refused, and then they handed it over to a federal prosecutor. She, accused my first lawyer of trying to bribe a federal employee. She gave me a minimum of a 5-year ban plea deal right off the bat. And things just kind of went down the hole of forcing me into a courtroom.
And what happened? I just want to complete it. So you go into court. How does this thing end? Is there a trial?
There was a bench trial in May, right?
Yeah. So the trial is totally freaking ridiculous, because it was a 2-day trial. There was over 20 different federal employees there. 6 of them were fully packed out in body armor, assault rifles. And I had a prosecutor from Chicago who was on my team, not one of my lawyers, but he was there supporting. He came up to me afterwards and he's like, son, I don't know what you did. He's like, but I've been prosecuting murderers, rapists, and violent crimes for over 20, 30 years. And I've never seen a show of force this big in a courtroom before.
So you're convicted. You're convicted. And what's the sentence?
So I was found guilty of cutting a switchback.
Which, not shockingly, is a misdemeanor, right?
It's a Class B federal misdemeanor with a penalty of up to 6 months in jail or $5,000 fine.
So what'd you get?
So I actually never got anything because we were supposed to have a status hearing next week to kind of discuss some type of deal with community service. And before we were able to get that far, I woke up Monday morning and found out that I, somehow got a presidential pardon.
So we should make it clear to everyone, this wasn't, your lawyers didn't, as far as you know, nobody sought this pardon. Just the case somehow ended up on the president's desk and he said, this is ridiculous.
I do have a good buddy, good lawyer, our great lawyer is his first case ever, but good buddy, Alex Rienzi, he, Harvard lawyer, he worked for JP Morgan for a while, but he decided to help me out. This is the first case he ever tried, and he led a lot of advocacy efforts, reaching out to quite a few different groups. And through all of that networking, I guess you could say, I think this story and the absurdity of it, fell on the right ears, and eventually somehow it made its way up to Mr. Trump.
So let's talk about what you did on that trail, because it is amazing. And the detour, the trail, as you put it, really was 2 minutes that you were on it, correct?
Yeah.
Have other people, as you said, others have used this trail, have other record holders, previous record holders, used it? So, who ratted you out and why?
So every single record holder since 1939, except for one person in 2012, has all used this trail. A few locals from Jackson Hole, they reached out because they were upset. They thought that what I was doing was bad for land stewardship and bad for the park. And I don't agree with them. I think the fact that this trail has been closed for regrowth for 40 years, and there's been zero efforts at any type of closure or regrowth, I think it's safe to say that that's not a closed trail. But yeah, I guess, if you don't listen to everything the government says, some people get really upset about that.
Well, glad the insanity part of it is behind you. And now I know you're putting together a documentary about this record-setting feat, racing Grand Teton. You definitely did that, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, we're stoked to get the story out there and show everybody the behind the scenes. I mean, a lot of this entire thing has been, clickbait yellow journalism, people saying, runner cut switchback. And most people think, oh yeah, he deserves it. He deserves to be locked up. He deserves to be in jail.
That's insane.
Which is hilarious.
That headline I laughed when you just said that, runner cut switchback. Who the heck would click on that? It's
insane. Hey,
all right, man.
Thanks for giving us the time.
All right, cheers, guys. Big fan. Thank you so much.
Coming up.
This happens all the time when athletes date celebrities. Klay Thompson, who plays for the Dallas Mavericks, is now dating Megan Thee Stallion. Unfortunately, his game has gone a little bit
into the toilet.
Yeah. And there are people who say that, look, he's just not focused.
For him to say I'm out of my prime, come on, Klay, come on.
He said that?
Yeah.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. This happens all the time when athletes date celebrities. There's usually, if something goes wrong with their game,
they blame it on the
chick. They want to blame it on the woman that they're dating. And Klay Thompson, who plays for the Dallas Mavericks, is now dating Megan Thee Stallion, as just about everybody knows. Unfortunately for Klay, his game has gone a little bit
into the toilet.
Yeah. And there are people who say that, look, he's just not focused, including former players. So this isn't just from, folks like us at TMZ going, oh, blame her. These are actual former NBA stars, Patrick Beverley, Jason Williams, AKA White Chocolate. They are on their podcast, Hoopin' and Hollerin', and they take issue with Megan.
I ain't never seen Klay not shoot it like this. And for him to say I'm out of my prime, come on, Klay, come on.
He said that?
Yeah.
How many? I'm from West Virginia, man. I've been taught a lot by some old white folks. They taught me, bruh, they say powerful. It only takes one to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is. So
Most wars,
it got something to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Klay Thompson, I ain't saying that's what it is, but that might be what it is.
That
I've never heard
the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
He's referring to a part of a woman's anatomy.
That was the funniest thing. We should play it again.
It only takes one to drag a battleship across the
Aristotle,
desert.
Confucius, and white chocolate.
That is so funny.
You know, we didn't think it was funny.
But is it true?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Well,
Klay probably didn't like it.
I'm sure Meg didn't like it. Klay is speaking up. He has called it disturbing and disgusting that these guys who were supposed to be his brethren.
Wait a minute. You could also argue it's empowering.
This was Klay's response. Referring to my girlfriend as a blank is so disgusting and disturbing, especially from someone who played in the NBA. How would y'all feel if I referred to your wives in such a way?
Ooh.
Do better, fellas. Very disappointing.
Oh, my God.
Well, so here's what I'll say.
That's a little
He is having his
clutchy.
worst year ever. I wrote down his things. 8.5 points a game. He's getting older, but he was much better last year. Maybe there's, never mind. Nothing to it.
But it's true. I mean,
nothing to it.
No, they have blamed. I remember they blamed Kim Kardashian with Reggie Bush.
Yes. It happens all the time.
Was Tony Romo doing poorly when he dated Jessica Simpson? I forgot.
Arguably, Tony Romo.
Yeah, I mean, she got blamed because they lost a playoff game, and she got blamed too.
So there's a long history here.
Yeah. Does that mean it's true?
My name is Nick from Knoxville, and people are blaming Megan Thee Stallion for this. But Luka took a pay cut, or Klay took a pay cut to play with Luka, and now he has D'Angelo Russell as his point guard. If I had D'Angelo Russell as my point guard and I was on the Mavericks, and Megan Thee Stallion was waiting for me at home, I would have already retired. They need to give this man more credit than they are.
Jason Williams, it's the quote of the day. Darius Rucker, we got him out in New York City, and a lot of people, we always hear the term, at least once a day, someone complains about Nepo babies. He doesn't want to have any Nepo babies, as it turns out. His kids have decided to get into music, and he says he wishes they would not. This is why. Here's what Hootie had to say about it.
I read an article that you do not want your kids to go into show business. I was surprised by that. You've had so much success. That is crazy to me.
One of the reasons is because I had so much success. It is your son. The music business is hard, and even if you have one hit and you make it for a second, it gets harder. Thank you. So I want them to be doctors and lawyers and stuff, man.
No way, no way.
Yeah, I did.
Are there any one of them that looks like they might be going that way?
Oh yeah, my daughter Danny and my son Jack are both. Danny's about to go to the studio next month and to make a record, and then we'll be shopping it to the labels. But I mean, they're talented as hell.
That's haughty, Hootie. I mean, it really is.
It's haughty, Hootie.
Hootie. It is haughty to say, oh yeah, there should be doctors and lawyers. It's like everything is hard.
He's speaking from experience.
I know, but he's succeeded. He's succeeded.
And he is the rarity.
In two different genres.
Sure.
So,
yes, but that is incredibly rare.
But so what?
You love when billionaires don't leave their money to their kids, or they make it conditional on graduating college or starting a business. That's what he's trying to do. He's like, take the sure thing. His kids will never need money.
You know what the short thing is?
Wealth.
The short thing is getting a 9-to-5 job as a clerk, and you know you're going to have it, and that's the short thing.
That is less short thing than being a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah. And also, doctor and lawyer is a little bit more profitable.
Yeah.
Not always. I mean, you say that, and I know what you're saying, but look, it's not true. And okay, great. And I know so many lawyers who are unhappy who just want to do something else, but they can't. They're trapped.
We live in LA. You can throw a stone and hit. There's probably 5 of them in this room, people who wanted to be musicians and may even be talented, and they just can't make it in the biz.
Okay. I'm going to ask this for real.
By the way, Mr. I performed with Paul Anka.
I did.
Right?
I know.
And you loved it, but you know that there's no way you would ever have a musical career.
But I'm not that
Paul
guy.
Anka took mercy on you.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Would you rather not be successful, but pursue your dream and make enough to survive, or have a career where you make a little bit more, but you're miserable doing it? What would you rather do? I rest my case.
Hey guys, it is Jamie in Chicago, and I would rather have a creatively fulfilling career.
Yes.
I think that it's not bad to be a Nepo baby. Utilize your connections. It is an industry of connections. And they're the descendant of Darius Rucker. Like, that's talent in the DNA. So I am team pursue your dreams. Life is too short. Have
Yes.
fun. And when you have fun, you live your life.
What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie, you get a TMZ t-shirt.
Yeah. All you gotta do is come on and agree with Harvey. You get a TMZ t-shirt.
Coming up.
Justina Valentine, folks. Wild and out.
TMZ, we kicking it. We doing it large. Shout out to my boys, you know Charles in charge. And Harvey, you know that he a cold dude. Do something dumb, then he's gonna expose you.
Be right back.
I think we have a guest.
Justina Valentine, look at that. Justina Valentine, folks. Wild and out.
Hey, have I done anything dumb? I want to be posted by you guys.
Here's what you did.
You did a very
the
smart
After
thing.
Dark tour, and
Yes,
you were
that was so
awesome.
fun.
On our TMZ After Dark bus.
Thank you.
You were awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we were doing a lot that night. We found
Yes, you
people
did.
cheating on each other on the street.
That's fabulous.
Whole
Yes.
place, it was great. I was
Coldplay.
like, I could work at TMZ. I'm good at spilling
You
the tea.
did. You did
know?
put in some work that night.
No,
Yes,
that
I
was
did.
great. That was
It was
great.
fun.
It was
I want
a
to come
lot
back
of
and do
fun.
it again.
Absolutely.
I told Netta, I was like, let's do it.
Mikasa Sukasa.
Yeah, let's do it. I love
Seriously.
that. What's going on today? Anything like crazy in
Oh,
the news?
It's very Trumpy.
Oh yeah?
It's very
Trump
Trumpy.
stuff
Very
going
Trumpy.
on.
And Taylor
Okay.
Just
Swift.
did some
And
Taylor
Taylor
Swift
Swift.
And
stuff.
T Swift? What's going on with T Swizzle? Did she have the wedding?
She dropped a
No, not the
trailer
wedding. Just making more money.
for her like tour backstage stuff.
Okay.
Are you a Swiftie?
But I like T Swift. Listen, she
So would you watch a 6-part series on behind the scenes of the Eras Tour? Would you watch 6 parts? Be honest.
you know what? I think I will watch it because I always like to study the people who are the biggest in their field. And she's just like, she's a master of her craft. It's like T Swift
She
and
is that.
Beyonce. Like, who has a better
That's
fan
true.
base than those two?
But that's different. I think as an entertainer, like you can
Yeah.
watch it and sort of learn things from it. Definitely.
Yeah, you know, because you see like how she built it and how she still
You're not
has her
gonna learn
kingdom
anything.
going strong.
When were you on Wild and Out?
I started in 2016.
Right.
So next year will be a decade. I'm the longest running female cast member. And thank you. And I love it because every time Nick has, another baby, we get another season.
Oh, that's
so
hysterical.
I love it for me. I love it for me because Nick has a lot of money. He has a lot of love. So he's like, he can take care of the kids. And I need some more seasons.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He has another kid. He's got to keep doing this.
That's
That's it. That's it right there.
That is hysterical. So what's going on with you?
We need a wild and out freestyle. We need
Oh, you love a little freestyle? Hey,
Okay.
wild
Wait.
and out.
Okay.
It's yours.
Go really hard on this one.
Well, I can never go. He's in charge. What do you mean? I need
No,
to
I'm
be
just
school.
sitting. I'm just watching.
All right, I'll be like, TMZ, we kicking it. We doing it large. Shout out to my boys, Charles in charge. And Harvey, you know that he a cold dude. Do something dumb, then he's gonna expose you. TMZ, nobody do it better. Shouts to my girl, Tawanda and Netta. Cause when I do it one time. TMZ, wildin' out your girl, Justina Valentine.
That was good.
Hey! Yo, I got my boy Turn back there. Yeah. I love it. Thank you, babe. Yes. Oh, my girl ain't right here.
All right.
Yeah, so listen,
That was
anytime.
really good.
Listen, and I'm good at exposing people too. And so,
We're not
so whenever you.
By the way,
just
you
a
were
little
here.
bit. People
Were you
like
doing
that.
the podcast?
Yeah, just did the
She was
podcast.
just on TMZ's previously on. Trent from Hip Hop joined, and we interviewed
And my
her.
girl
It went
Alexa, and we had fun. We had a lot of fun. So yes.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
We're going to call you back on the bus.
Yes, I got to go back
We're
on
gonna
the
call
bus.
you back. Thanks for
Mwah.
coming.
Thank you, Harvey. Thank
Hey,
you,
nice
Charles.
to meet
Nice
you,
to meet you
Justina. Take
guys.
care.
Bye, TMZ.
That was fun.
Thank you, babes.
Wow, that was really good.
Coming up.
It's grievance time.
Well,
It is
I would like to
grievance
say
time.
it is grievance time, but I'd like to say that we're about to show you some really upsetting and compelling video.
It's an outrage.
But really, what we're showing you
Outrage.
was some LA traffic that Babcock had to deal with.
And I can relate
And
to
it does relate to some very famous people who were in town.
Be right back.
It's grievance time.
Well,
It is
I would like to
grievance
say
time.
it is grievance time, but I'd like to say that we're about to show you some really upsetting and compelling video.
It's an outrage.
But really, what we're showing you
Outrage.
was some LA traffic that Babcock had to deal with.
And I can relate to
it. And it does relate to some very famous people who were in town and apparently upset Mike's run for some chicken.
So Babcock's driving home.
Rush hour traffic.
Rush hour traffic. And this is a really heavily traveled street.
Right.
Wednesday night, right?
Wednesday night.
And then all of a sudden.
Actually, we say Wednesday afternoon. It's still light out.
Right. I may have.
Oh, you left early?
Yeah, you may have left a little early. Remember when we. Yeah, you know what? Wait a second. I got a grievance.
You guys had the meeting without. You had the meeting without. I have another grievance. You had the meeting without me.
Well, you left. So anyway, so he's driving down this major street, and all of a sudden, here's these sirens.
I thought somebody was in trouble. I thought there was an emergency. No, the Denver Nuggets.
All right,
need to get
the video.
Look at this video. So this is Babcock driving down the street, and here's the siren.
Right.
So everybody stops. Now watch what happens.
Why do you have a dash cam, Babcock?
I don't know.
All right,
Okay, so look, so there's a motorcycle, another motorcycle, and then all of a sudden the sirens, and then a police car comes, and you think, oh my God, what's going on? A bus,
and
another bus, and then police, and then a motorcycle, another motorcycle.
Light. This, I believe, was the Denver Nuggets, half a mile away from the hotel where they stay at. They were going to play the Clippers. Lights and sirens through traffic in Los Angeles. It's dangerous. It sucks for all the other people.
All right, how far was it from the fast food joint that you were trying to get to?
It delayed me from getting to
because that's
Chick-fil-A.
what he's really upset about.
But
so you come and complain about this. You actually record video. You show him, and he gets all worked up.
Why are the police spending their resources on a tour bus? They should have left earlier.
Is there no crime? I got that dash cam because my car got broken into 3 times in my garage.
What else do you guys want to talk about?
Way to go, Karen.
Hello, my darlings. I'm Carly DeVille, and I want to talk about Christy Martin punching back at Sydney Sweeney, hate being thrown by Ruby Rose. And I gotta say, I'm with Christy on this because when the actual woman whose life the movie is about steps in and publicly defends the actress playing her, regardless if it's Sydney Sweeney or not, I mean, that's a knockout punch right there.
Exactly.
And also, something feels like a little personal. Like, why is Ruby so pressed about this?
Christy is
absolutely
you're right. The knockout punch. One more.
Hi there, I'm Damon from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is about Cynthia Erivo being Ariana Grande's bodyguard. Firstly, this goes to show the true sisterhood bond that has been formed between the two, so much so that Cynthia, without hesitation, faster than security guards, I might add, got physically in between this nobody and Ari. So all I can say is that this is truly a ride or die friendship, and their lives have been changed for good, and we just love to see it every single time.
You know, it does show, because they've gotten, as they've been doing interviews over the years, like it seemed at least that they really close. But you always wonder if that's like they're just doing that for show to sell the movie. No.
She just jumped in instinctively. Yeah.
It's real.
Yep.
Coming up.
So if you're going to invite Snoop Dogg for Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party this weekend, you might get a phone call like the one you're about to hear.
Question, is it okay if I smoke at the party?
Be right back.
So if you're going to invite Snoop Dogg to your party, you might get a phone call like the one you're about to hear. Snoop was on the guest list for Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party this weekend, and he placed a call to Kim, because Kim and her sisters were the ones who actually organized this and threw the party. And here is the voicemail that he left for Kim.
Got a text from Snoop.
Question, is it okay if I smoke at the party? And I have a gift for Mom. I want to make sure she gets it. So just let me know if it's okay to smoke at the party. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't drink too much. I like to smoke, so just let me know if it's cool.
What a sweet person to ask. Of course he can smoke.
Are you gonna smoke?
No, I never smoke.
Wait a minute, did she say
she says she never smoked? No.
She's never smoked?
That's what she says. But she's right. That was very polite of Snoop to actually leave that little voice text there and be like,
it really is. Is it possible Kim Kardashian has never smoked a joint?
Yes, it's entirely possible. There are lots of people like that.
Anybody?
I mean, I don't know a lot of them, but I've heard of them.
I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's almost like you try alcohol, you smoke a joint, and not for me. You know, I'm serious.
Maybe she didn't. She just didn't inhale.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill. We'll see you tomorrow.